Hello there, it's the Archivist from TradingCardArchives.com, and I'm here to do a video that is a very long time in the coming. This box that you see right here, very silly box, I know, this is going to be a silly video. This was one of the very first things I bought for the Archives project way back in January of 2023, so like a year ago, basically. Because I kind of started the project as a New Year's resolution last year as a way to get a new hobby and stuff. And so, yeah, this was one of the first things. I mean, I bought this and a Gundam box, and I think those were like the first two things. The Gundam box I opened a long time ago. This I've never opened. It's still sealed. Like I never opened this at all yet. And you might be thinking, oh, why not keep it sealed? It's probably worth more sealed. It's not worth more sealed. This is not that type of thing. This is a different type of thing entirely. We'll talk all about what this is in a second. But first, I want to show you my top favorite cards of the day. Now, my favorite card is still this just incredible Bleach serial numbered card to 255. It came from that red Bleach box. It was the hit card. And it's got this metal inlay. So that's metal in here. Like real metal. There's heft to the card. Super heavy. And just really beautiful foil treatment too. You can see really subtle paisley design back there. Just kind of love it. Sorry, I know I broke my glove. I don't want to put a new glove on, and I think this is still good enough. So sorry about that. My second favorite card is this, which doesn't look like much either, but this is actually a very rare card. So this is a DJ Lance in motion card from the Press Pass Yo Gabba Gabba set. So this is from the original Yo Gabba Gabba show, and these are lenticular flip cards. It's only 2 frames, but it's an early lenticular card. This is an older set. But these lenticular cards are at a 1 in 24 pack rarity. So this card is actually pretty rare and quite a good pull. So I was happy to get it. We'll put it right there. All right, so onto this. These are not trading cards. So I know we are trading card archives, but these are technically TCG cards for playing a game. And it's made by a company long defunct now named Decipher. And if you were coming of age in the late 90s, early 2000s, Decipher was like the second largest TCG manufacturer next to Magic. Like it was like Magic the Gathering and then all of Decipher's games, right? And they had a lot of games. They had a Star Trek game. They had a Star Wars game that I love quite a bit. I have uncut sheets of it. Their Star Wars game is kind of my top TCG. I collect a lot of that. But they also made a few others that weren't as successful, right? Like their Star Trek one had maybe 12 releases. They did a Lord of the Rings that had tons and tons of releases. That was a major hit. And then their Star Wars one had 20 different releases. It was a massive hit, a huge TCG back in the day. In fact, I have here a little bit of that I can show you just to show you some of their good cards before we look at this, because this is different. But yeah, this is Decipher's Star Wars CCG, and so you can kind of see this is the full card list. So there's, well, back when this was made, there's a lot here. And yeah, I'm trying to find the actual Decipher logo on any of this stuff so I can show you that. There you go, contacting Decipher, right? Long defunct, you can't talk to them anymore. They aren't there. But yeah, this TCG was very popular back in the day, and a lot of people played it, including me. I still play it. I have, in fact, a digital version of it that I made myself that I play. And there's a group, the Star Wars, like the Players Committee, that still maintains the game. They have a digital version that they maintain as well. But anyway, so we'll call that their good cards. So that's Decipher. This product came out alongside the second Austin Powers movie. So the Austin Powers movies were these kind of silly spy spoof, like James Bond spoof movies with Michael Myers from back in the early 2000s, yeah. And they were quite funny, you know, a little vulgar, but funny movies. I own all three. I still watch them all. They're still pretty funny. I think they're funny. A lot of people think they're kind of campy and stupid, which is also true. Like they are campy and they are stupid, so that's also true. Uh, but this was the only release in this series. So back in 1999 is when this came out. This set, The Spy Who Shagged Me, is the only set that ever got released into stores. And there were two forms you could buy it in. This is a booster box, so it has 30 packs of just random cards. You could also buy starter decks, and there were two starter decks. And just like with all of Decipher's products, it was a dual card back TCG. So there is, like with the Star Wars one, you know, there's the light side of the Force and the dark side of the Force. And when you open a pack of the cards, you get some light side cards and some dark side cards. And if you're a dark side card player, you don't really care about the light side cards. Like half the set doesn't matter to you, basically. This is the same thing. All their sets kind of work that way. So in here, there's going to be the evil cards and the good guy cards. The good guys have like a red back, and the evil cards have a blue back. And we'll see all that when we get into it. I don't know how to play this. I never learned how. I think the starter kits come with the rules. There might be rules in here. If there are, we'll look at it. I got this box from Hills Wholesale Gaming. Hills Wholesale Gaming. If you've never gone to that site, maybe don't go there. But if you have any interest at all in long defunct CCGs and weird old trading cards and stuff, all Western stuff, they don't have any of the Eastern cards, but they have everything. They have everything, and that's where I got this from. And they give you things that are you would never think they could still find, right? And so you can buy this same booster box on eBay. I just checked, maybe $30 or $40. People sell it on eBay. Hills Wholesale Gaming, $15. $15 for this. I think I paid about that for it too. But that, yeah, so this was meant to be a retail display. So just like all kinds of booster boxes, you know, it has this perforation, and it was intended to sort of be placed in a shop like this. And then people would walk by and pick packs out of here. Doesn't look like we're going to get any rules, so I still don't know how to play this, although I assume the rule book is scanned online or something somewhere. But I have to say that this game was never very popular. It didn't sell very well, it wasn't widely advertised, and as a result, this is the only release that ever happened. They were planning one for the International Man of Mystery, but they just never got around to it, so it got canceled before then. And not technically canceled. Decipher never canceled games. They would put games on hold, indefinite hold. They never canceled a game. So I don't want to open all of these today just because that's going to be a lot of packs to open. But maybe what we'll do is do like 10 of them and just get a good idea of what's in here. So there's 5, 2, 5. 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we'll open 10 of these up, give ourselves a pretty good idea of what is in this set, and we'll save the rest, you know, for later. Maybe I can put them in prize packs as a joke or something. But yeah, the rest of those I'll just save. We'll get these ones opened and take a look at what it's like. I saw people selling packs for like $8 on eBay too. Don't pay that. So that's a horrible price for this product. But yeah, here you go. Decipher.com, not a valid website anymore. Sorry. Such a interesting product though. Here you go. So yeah, so The Spy Who Shagged Me is a 140 card expansion set for the Austin Powers Collectible Card Game. Now it was the only expansion set ever released, and it was the first one too, so not really an expansion. This booster pack contains 11 randomly assorted cards, 7 common, 3 uncommon, and 1 rare. Get all the smashing cards in each Austin Powers expansion set. They were very hopeful back then. Very hopeful. It didn't happen. A lot of So back in the 90s, a lot of TCG games got canceled. Like everyone saw Magic making all this money, and they were like, "Hey, we can do that." They couldn't do that. Uh, it's very hard to actually build a game like that, and so they couldn't do it. Decipher had a few companies have been able to hang, but most came and went very quickly. I have a Crow TCG too that is kind of special. So here's the two card backs. So you can see you've got the evil and the good, and so the cards are sort of divided, right? And so when you open a pack, if you're playing the bad guys, you get these good guy cards. You don't even really care about them. And then remember, this is a TCG, so there's hidden information back. You can't see the back of my cards, right? And then there's rules on the front. And so this one, Ménage à Trois, you choose a player with at least 3 copies of the same card in their score pile, and they have to discard them all. Or if you have these vibes, so that must be a kind of thing you can get on the table, you may shag one agent. Wow, okay, that is very kind of explicit there. Wait, these are like rules cards. Let me put these at the bottom here. So there's Slugfest. Play on table each turn. One of your happenings does not cost you any actions. How insane. Play on table if you have only one active agent. They cannot be shagged or assassinated. And so then this is like agent cards, it must be, right? And so there's a mojo cost. There's a card number here. And then there's different vibes. I assume this acts as kind of like mana in Magic the Gathering. Maybe there's like red, blue, there's like different colors of it. Because here you can see wow, this is a very yes. This game perfectly captures the show or the movie in all of its weirdness. He's a Springer fan, apparently. The thought of you naked is just gross. Perfect. Maybe those are agents. I'm trying to figure out how to organize this, but it does seem like these are all kind of silly cards like that, whereas these ones are more actual agents over here. Willie Nelson, that's good. Could you imagine, he's still alive, if you could get him to sign this card? That would be, yeah, that would be awesome. I would treasure that for the rest of my life. That would be really hard to do, too. If you could do it, great. It's again just kind of a sign of the time when this movie was made, that all these, you're going to see many major actors and musicians and things were in this film. Kind of a weird slice of life there. Here's a Spin Doctor. I have no idea how rarities work in this set. Like, how do you know what a common or an uncommon is? Or what a rare is? Oh, I see. So see this little, here. See these little flowers? There's 4 leaves on that one. This only has 3 leaves on it. So I'm guessing that's the rarity system. I'm actually gonna, sorry, I'm gonna go check, because I probably should have looked at this ahead of time. I'm gonna go look up the rarity system and make sure that's right. I'll be right back. I'm gonna pause here. All right, yeah, I had that right. So that is what that means. I can kind of explain a little bit more about this too here. Let's look at this one here. So if there's no flower at all there, it means it's a starter card from one of the starter decks. It doesn't really have a rarity. If it has 3, it's a common. If it has 4, it's an uncommon. And then if there are 5, it's a rare. So we should actually have, oh yeah, there's one. So that's a rare right there. So why don't we keep all the rares up on the top level? And there's only going to be 1 rare in each pack. So that's going to be the case. Yeah, so we can go through here. And then do you see these little dots on the side? That's how they did deck building. I went and read the rules. You can find the rules online for this. It's not a very good game. But yeah, the way they do deck building is, see, there's like 6 colored dots here. Green, orange, purple, right? To have a valid deck, you need to have 5 cards of each color in the deck. So you have to have 5 reds, 5. That's the way the deck building worked. Kind of a strange way to do it. There's Dr. Evil, so there's our rare for that set, for that pack. Bottoms up. I love this. Oh, it's got the shadow. That's hilarious. Okay. Oh yeah, yeah, he likes to eat things. It there were, yeah, there's sensitivity problems with the with the game and the show for sure. But even so, like, I think it, as a time capsule, it still kind of works. But I don't know that I would definitely, I wouldn't like call it a good movie now. That would be a great thing to say. What I'm gonna do is just sleeve up these rares. Believe it or not, people sell these rares for about $3 on eBay. I mean, I guess that's about the right price for them. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna try. But people do that. But yeah, these are old packs from. This might be the oldest thing I've opened. Oh no, that's obviously the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one is. But yeah, this is like second oldest thing I've opened. So, Mrs. Ruth. She's the real Mrs. Ruth too, I think. So I'm gonna go look that up and see if that's the real one. Sorry, I'm like remembering things now from a long time ago. I'm gonna pause. I'll be right back. Oh wow, it is her. Okay, that's pretty crazy. I don't remember her being in the movie, but I guess she must have been if she's on the card. But this lady, Dr. Ruth, she I don't know if the US had this or not. I mean, obviously it's on here, so she must have been famous in the US too. But in Canada, she would do these like really late at night specials where she would teach you different aspects of sex ed. Like that's literally what she did. Like how to put a condom on and that kind of thing. And like on television, it was, as a small child, it was a strange thing to find and then to watch. I never told my parents that I knew about it. And we would watch that all the time. Uh, Such a strange. Sorry, I'm like remembering that now. That's such a strange thing. So this is a rare, but it's like one of these interrogation cards. Choose a player with at least 3 copies. It's that same thing. It's the same rule as one of these other cards has that same rule on it. I'm guessing this game wasn't designed like especially quick, with a lot of thought, right? It was more designed quickly, is my guess. It was designed fast and cheap. So you've got some very cute, some really cute cards here for sure. Okay. What if I could? I mean, I probably could build some kind of a deck with these at some point. I wonder if I could find anyone who plays this to play against. Or I could, so the online program that plays Decipher games is called GEMP, GEMP. It's open source. Anyone can run it. I run that program too and play Star Wars on it. It can also play Star Trek and it can play Lord of the Rings. So I wonder if we could teach it to play this. I wonder if we should not do that. Even if we can do that, we shouldn't do that. Here's this is actually Will Ferrell. So Will Ferrell played Mustafa, and you can tell if you listen to the voice at all. And that's again a rare. Austin Powers Kama Sutra. It's got his face on it. I love it. Evil egg. Yep. A go-go dancer. Okay. Like I said, there are some sensitivity problems with this for sure. Just that's not a rare, but I love that card. Oh man, those bots were crazy. I think I just watched this movie like a couple. Oh yeah, my wife and I were. Oh yeah, we were like when we dropped our son off at college. This movie was playing in the hotel. I think that's why we watched this last. Because I'm like, I remember watching this movie not that long ago. That's why. So yeah, I should not watch it again because I just watched it. This scene is everyone did such a good job. Hot salty nuts vendor. There you go. A lot of real high class, classy jokes for classy people were in this show. This movie. Very, very classy. Nothing nothing unclassy at all. Wait. There. Okay, Frawis. I'm like, which was the rare? I'm trying to find the rare. Because we should have 10 rares when we're done. So this is the rare. This is another one where like you could get Will Ferrell to sign. I bet he would sign that card. What I should do is carry that card with me in my wallet because yeah, I live in LA, right? I'm not saying I run into Will Ferrell every day, but like there's a chance. And I could get him to sign. I don't know if he would do it. Have to be very lucky. Okay, there's Austin as a fashion photographer. So that's the rare again. Crazy said. Like great card stock. I haven't really talked about that, but it's one thing that Decipher really did well is they have awesome stock. It feels great. Just honestly, I think they feel better than Magic cards, personally. Magic cards are very stiff because they use that black core paper or blue core paper sometimes. It's really black, but they call it blue core. Yeah, so anyway, this stuff it really feels great, I think. Queen's Guardsman. Wait, I don't need to. Why am I sleeving the Queen's Guardsman? That's not a rare. Okay. Sorry, I'm losing my mind. Alright, let's go through here. It's Jerry Springer. Another one you could get a good signature from. Balcony Views. Oh, Basil Exposition. His last name is Exposition because he's the one who kind of explains all the things that are going on in the movie to you. So that's why they called him Basil Exposition. And if you didn't notice, I just did that to you. I just did the same thing. I just expositioned Basil Exposition. He's a rare. So, nice. Bone again. Wanda McLuff again. I think the dupes are okay, so I don't think you should really be getting rid of dupes when you're dealing with TCGs because sometimes you want to have duplicates of the cards. What's interesting is I put a quote up here, Sharks with friggin' laser beams. That's a pretty famous quote from this movie, and we haven't pulled a card with that yet. I bet it's a rare. I bet that card is a rare because it's like such a big quote from the films. Or maybe we did and I just didn't notice down here, sorry. Time Machine. There's Divine. Slugfest. Ah, Ivana Humpalot. You think like that name, right? You think that's comically over the top. That's obviously just like a satire of James Bond. Go look up some of the women's names in early James Bond films. It's way worse than this. Like they went low. Like this name Ivana Humpala, that's like less suggestive than the actual names that they used in the real James Bond movies. Like there are some atrocious names being used there. Uh, yeah, so that's the whole thing too. Another Willie Nelson. No, no. See, I'll carry. I'm never gonna see Willie, but I'm definitely gonna carry some of these around because if I can get these signed, I feel like that would be like so weird that it would have extra value because of how weird it is. It's nice how well these packs have held up too over time. Like you would think, a pack like this, the cards would be all bent or something, but they really aren't. They feel great still. Really shuffle well too. So there is Scott. So this is Basil Exposition, but not the rare form. This is the non-rare form of that. Ah, we got bikini-clad bombshell Austin Powers. Looking good there. So that's our rare. Lucky Charms. I ate a baby. He ate a baby. Sorry, we are getting some dupes here, so I'm just kind of going through them a little quicker. Mini-Me is goodbye card. That is what it said. There was a whole musical number with Mini-Me in prison that I thought was also just hilarious. They did, yeah. Anyway, the movie is definitely a time capsule of its time, but had I think some funny moments. Thank you very much. There's Ivana Humpalot, but in the non-rare form. That's the rare form. Oh, we got a dupe of Frau. So we did get one rare dupe. That's kind of sad. I did read that there are 30 rare cards in the set, so getting a dupe when we don't even have 10 yet is a little rough. But still, I assume in that entire box you would end up with everything. God, that's gross. Synchronized swimming. Nice. All right. So yeah. Anyway, I hadn't opened it yet. Wanted to see what it was like, and there you go. That's it. Austin Powers collectible card game, The Spy Who Shagged Me. One of Decipher's failures. So this was definitely a failure of a game. Nobody was really happy with it. Not the players, not the company, just nobody. But now you see what it is like, and hopefully you got some enjoyment out of this. I'll go ahead and end the video here and set up for another one. Catch you later. Bye-bye.